Shalom, beautiful collective. I hope you guys are doing well. It is a snowy day by me, so we are going to listen. I just have to be completely honest. We're going to talk about something today that I'm really passionate about, and I'm not 100% sure why I need to talk about it, because it's been a download ever since my friend sent me this like little thing. It's been a consistent download, and it's been something that's on my mind. Okay. So please, I'm going to ask you guys for some grace while I get through this, information. It does have to do with the Anunnaki. Okay. And it does have to do with the state of where we are as humanity today, and how the old ideology is so incredibly played out that if we don't decide to ascend from it and move past it, then I don't know where the fuck this planet's gonna go, to be honest with you. I have no idea. But we need to talk about this, okay? Because normally there are things that do not come into my view. But lately, there has been things that have been triggering the shit out of me that have been coming into my view. And normally, I only have these type of conversations with my close friends. But because of the irritation that I feel at this time, and with the amount of thought that is going into this particular subject, it's honestly overwhelming, and I can't not have this discussion with you guys. Now, I want you guys to know this is just a theory, because I do believe that there is going to come a point in time very soon within the human history where every single one of us is going to be shown exactly what our history is. Because right now, none of us know exactly what our history is. And a lot of us choose to ignore the facts and the archaeological finds that are right in front of our faces. We choose to ignore it. There's a lot of people in the collective that choose to ignore it because it doesn't associate with their particular ideology, okay? So here's the thing. We're going to talk about the Anunnaki. Now, my friend, this was all triggered up from my dear friend Chantel. I love you so much if you're watching this. Thank you so much for sending me that little clip that you did. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? For those of you, she sent me this little postcard thing that somebody had made online about the Anunnaki, and it was literally just a self-description of the Anunnaki. But then at the bottom, this is what triggered everything for me, and I'm going to read it verbatim what it said. It said, "The Anunnaki was the dark overlord of the human race, but now switched sides." That particular sentence is what has triggered this conversation that needs to happen, and what has triggered all of these different things coming into my purview. Before we get to it, I do want to pray real quick. I have already prayed for myself, but I do just want to send a quick prayer for the collective. So Spirit, I pray that the collective is in a space of peace, in a space of love, protection, and guidance. I pray that their ancestors and the ancestors are helping them get to wherever it is that they need to go. And I pray that this particular message finds those in the collective that really need to hear it, that are going to benefit from the message itself, and who are going to have grace with me during this message. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Anunnaki now. I have already done a video on the Anunnaki, so if you guys are interested in that, you can go back and find it. Basically, what the video was about was me just going over a brief history and research that I had found at that time. Now, why is this important right now? One, it's important because everyone's talking about aliens. All of a sudden, people are bombarded with all of this information about aliens, and you either choose to believe it or you don't. It's up to you. I think that with the Sumerian and the Sumerian tablets that we have found archaeologically, it's undeniable that the Anunnaki from the planet Nibiru were a part of our being as we are today. Okay, so part of what the Anunnaki did when they came here was they manipulated our DNA. to turn us into slaves. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The Anunnaki, around 500 to 300,000 years ago, probably more than that at this point, came to our planet to mine for certain minerals and gold elements, right? Crystals. I think diamonds were a part of that mining process as well. But I think it was particularly gold that they were mining. You can look that up yourself, okay? So when they came down here, they brought other beings with them to mine for them. And the other beings decided that it was too much work and they didn't want to do it anymore. So what the Anunnaki ended up doing was they took DNA from our cousins and they ended up manipulating our DNA so that we became the hybrid that we are today. Okay, if you don't believe in hybrid beings, I highly suggest that some of you go and watch Bashar. That's all you have to type in. He is an extraterrestrial that is channeled through Daryl Anka. Okay, and he has been around. They've been doing this for years, and it's so incredibly fascinating to me. If this type of thing like gets you going, it's incredibly fascinating. I would highly suggest going and watching some of those things. But I was watching Bashar talk about how the Anunnaki came and did this. And what ended up happening is they ended up getting recalled, which is why they left our planet, because they were not supposed to do what they did to our DNA. And they got so high off of being worshipped as gods, which is religion today. Every type of religion that we have today was developed by the Anunnaki. Almost, okay? Sorry. Thank you. Almost every single religion that we have today was developed by the Anunnaki. And what does religion do with the human species, with the hybrid human form that we exist in today on this planet as Earthers? What does it do? It divides the people into different belief systems. Okay, so if that was a part of the agenda with the Anunnaki, first of all, we were bred to be slaves. The things that we're doing all of the mining for, the Anunnaki at the time decided that they didn't want to do it anymore because it was fucking labor without reward. So what did they do? They manipulated our cousin's DNA to build what we are today so that they could then become the slaves on this planet to mine for the Anunnaki so that they could get what it was that they wanted. And then they realized that because our DNA was split with their DNA and the energetic vibration that happens when something is sitting there and worshiping something else, the amount of power and transmutation of energy that you can gain from that is why they ended up creating different religions and instituting their names and their beings into those separate religions. If all of that was done, and particularly done by one Anunnaki, which is Thoth, known as Thoth within the Egyptian religion, also known as Hermes, which is who we study as alchemists, right? Also known as Odin, also known, I think it's the serpent god in Mayan culture. This being is known all over the world because what he did, he was a scribe who wrote. What do scribes do in history? I'm getting really fucking worked up about this, okay? What do scribes in history, what do? They write the history books, which was religious books at that time. Religious books serve as forms of history for many people. It serves as a documentation of history for many people, okay? It's not just a religion, it's a documentation of history. So as a scribe, you can choose what you implement in people's books, in people's minds, in people's understanding and awareness of what history is. None of us actually know the history of the human form and the human being, the human race, the hybrid being that we are today. We have not been privy to that information. I do believe it's going to happen soon, though. I do believe that everybody's going to have a great awakening where everybody all of a sudden is privy to how it is that we came to where we are today. And I think some of that information is going to show you, that one of the gods that the knowledge that we honor, and it wasn't a god. Thank you. Like, correct. One of the Anunnaki that we acknowledge and thank for its knowledge around alchemy and all of the things. We're gonna find out that particular Anunnaki, known as Thoth in Egyptian mythology, was one of the major players in how we have been so divided as beings today. I think that was part of his job. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so prevalent in all of these different fucking cultures all around the world. So if you want, because you don't want slaves to have power, so you have to be able to divide them. And how do you divide them? 1, through religion. 2, how else do you divide people? How else do you divide beings? The costume in which they manifest on this plane of existence. The costume in which they exist in. It's kind of hard for me to believe that this being who had so much technological advancement and who was a part of the DNA manipulation that happened on our planet over 300, 500 million, whatever years ago, it's not million years, it's 1,000 years, right? That they didn't have a part in playing in our skin tone manipulation. Especially when you kerplunked, you took a certain amount of beings and you kerplunked them in different parts of the world. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? To divide us. To divide us. And you have these people sitting here nowadays who are literally fixated on the fact that they think segregation should be a part of our existence as society today. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you guys know that there are certain forms of our DNA that have been spliced from these beings that are now starting to come back together? Do you really think that happened because we've been segregating ourselves? Absolutely not. If I was an Anunnaki, what would I do? First of all, I would splice certain DNAs, different DNAs from different beings, different races of beings, and I would place them as far apart as I could so that they couldn't hone in on all of the power that they actually hold. Because the reality is the Anunnaki found out that they fucked up because we have the potential to be more technologically advanced and more energetically powerful than they are. And they fucked up when they created us the way that they did. So why wouldn't you, as an energetic being who loves to be honored and who likes to be seen as a god, why would you not splice certain DNAs in different beings in different parts of the world so that it would further divide people and so that it would take a lot for them to come together and for over time their energy to rehab those different splices of DNA? Do you really think that's going to happen through segregation? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. That shit is only going to happen through integration. And I'm sorry, but if you come, I see people talking about how interracial relationships only happen because of Stockholm Syndrome. You people are so fucking pathetic. Zero fucking apologies. You people are so pathetic. If you really believe that, how fucking pathetic are you? Honestly. You have no idea what the healing process is when it comes to human beings. You have no idea what it is for energy exchange. You have no concept of love. None whatsoever. What a pathetic train of thought. I am so sick and tired of people watching people talk about how one race is more superior to the other, how one race doesn't belong in a certain area on certain land, all of this fucking shit. You guys need to get your act together. You need to check your fucking ego. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what it is that's really triggering you within yourself. You are projecting all of your insecurities onto the collective as a whole and not actually taking a step back and asking yourself, why is it that you feel this way? What type of healing do I have to do within my own fucking bloodline? Because I'm sorry, slavery is not synonymous to skin color. Slavery is not synonymous to region, okay? And I hate to break it to you guys, but slavery is more prevalent today. We have more slaves today as earthers than we ever did when slavery was legal. Look the shit up. Look it up. Fucking pampered ass. I cannot. You guys have no idea who I'm talking about, and that's perfectly fine. You don't need to. It's not worth it. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. I just wish people would sit down and critically think about what it is that they're saying. I really do. And there's a reason that we have to talk about this, because I honestly believe that, like I said, there is going to come a point in time very soon where all of us are privy to the actual history of humankind. And you have to ask yourself what it is that you're going to do with that information. Is it going to break you because it doesn't go along with this certain ideology that you have built up in your head about yourself and about people and about society as a whole? Or is it going to allow you to move forward more empowered and in love? What are you going to decide, collective? Because this is it's a make or break time on this planet. It is a make or break time on this planet. And another little information for you guys that I learned from Bashar as well. If you are here on this planet and you are consciously aware, just look at yourself in the mirror and recognize how powerful you are. Because whether you understand it or not, other planets and other beings watch this planet because of our ability to transmute darkness. To go so low into darkness and be able to transmute that energy to be in a space of peace and love that we are moving towards more quickly than anybody actually realizes. If you come to this plane of existence, if you are an earther, right? If you are an earther, if you were born here on earth and you are an earther, you are part of this is mastery. You are mastering certain things on this fucking planet. So congratulations for being chosen and choosing to come here at this particular time. How fucking incredible is it? Stop allowing the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, about other people, about the position that you hold, about where it is that you can go. Let that stuff fucking fall away. It has no place with you. It has no place in this new earth that we are coming into. It has no place within your bloodline. None whatsoever. You are so incredibly powerful. Your conscious being, your higher self is here as a fucking master. Congratulations. You're not here trying to get to the queen fucking energy or the king energy. You're here as a fucking master. You're a master alchemist. You're a magician. You're a high priestess. You're a fucking hierophant, baby. You are mastering this particular energy and the lessons that you're here to learn at this time. Congratulations. Now stop watching people who just want to further divide and put themselves up on some type of pedestal that, I'm sorry, you are not worthy of being on. If that is your train of thought, you are not worthy of being on the pedestal that you put yourself on. I don't give a fuck where you come from, what you look like, none of it. Stop fucking playing, man. Y'all need to stop fucking playing. Stop giving these people platforms. Stop looking at yourself in the mirror and doing exactly what it is that you're supposedly supposed to be fighting against. Are you dumb? I'm done. I'm so done. Okay. Are we done talking about this now? I just felt a full blown release. I don't even know where I went with that. So thank you guys for your patience. We are 20 minutes in, and I just spewed a lot about the Anunnaki. I hope that I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I hope it made sense because I just got lost. All right. Another download that I had. Okay. Spirit, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I was going to close it out with why the fuck would these beings who have implemented themselves and implanted their names throughout all of our religious and history books and were a part of writing our history and hiding our history, why would they all of a sudden switch sides? That's my question. That's why all of this was triggered up in me. Who the fuck? I'm sorry, I don't trust you. Why do you all of a sudden switch sides? And I know that evolution calls for change, right? You have to change with evolution, and maybe like their society has evolved from where it was that they were, which I kind of have this other idea that part of the reason why this might happen is because the reptilian race is actually the ones who are running this shit. Because here's another thing that I found out too. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I was watching this chick who was talking to Surrey, or whatever the fuck those things are that you guys put in your houses and you talk to them, okay? But this robot was talking about the United Nations of America was formed by human beings and other species in blah, blah, blah date and time, or particular date and time. Other species. What other species are going to help? What do you guys know that we don't? What other species is going to come down and help us or help the elites to create the United Nations of America? What other species are we talking about? Is there going to come a time where we really do have that Simpsons episode where the fucking reptilian people pull their masks off and everybody realizes it's not white men who run this shit, it's fucking reptiles? Is that really going to happen? That's another theory that I have too. A lot of you guys don't like to hear that shit. A lot of y'all don't want to hear that shit. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. It's just a theory. Don't get your panties in a fucking bunch, okay? But I mean, the Simpsons already showed us, so is it really just a theory? Because remember, we were all bred to be slaves. All right, Shalom Collective. This is actually a continuation of the first video that I did talking about the Anunnaki. It's not really a continuation. It's just I'm going to split this video so that we can talk about a different download that I had, okay? So we will re-pray because we need to clear that energy. Well, I need to clear that energy before we can talk about this. So, Spirit, I pray that you, excuse me, clear that energy out so that we can go ahead and talk about this other download. I thank you so much for all the love, the guidance, and the protection that you provide. Oh, there is something else that's connected to that video, though. If you guys didn't watch it, go ahead and watch it. But the Yahweh DNA. This is something else that I was just reminded of. So maybe I will attach it. But there is a frequency that every single one of us have, every single human being has, and it's called the Yahweh frequency. And I think it's 10565 is like the numerical, the numerical stamp on that particular frequency in our DNA. I have a really interesting question that I wish I could ask Bashar about. And I'm wondering if every single being has that frequency, because it's Yahweh is another term for God, and in the old Bible, so that's actually a question that I have about that particular DNA frequency. I think it's super interesting that all of us have it. And I'm wondering if it comes from our cousins, from when the Anunnaki spliced our DNA, or if it's something that every single being has in their own DNA. That's extremely interesting to me, and I would love to find out about that. Okay, so let's talk about this other download that I had about, and this one's super quick. It was just about, I'm sorry, I have something in my throat. It was just about, what was it about? It was about people actually being in the King of Swords energy, or being the King of Swords, and feeling like they're like, logically, they're in the King of Swords energy, but emotionally, they're in the Nine of Swords energy. So for those of you who are in this space right now, I just want to send some love to you guys and some strength. You guys have the strength to get through whatever it is that you're going through right now, and just know that you have to be able to shed the things physically that you're cutting out mentally. So if you're going through fatigue, if you're super emotional, if you find yourself, if you find yourself like going through spurts of inspiration, I think the gym is really going to help a lot of you. Yoga is really going to help a lot of you. I think that baths with some bath salts are really going to help a lot of you if you guys are at all interested. The Apothecary website is still up. I am actually redoing the website, so it might be down for a couple, well, not a couple weeks. It won't take me, I won't do that. But it will be down maybe for a day or something. It just depends on how I get everything put together. But if you're interested in any bath salts in particular, I would definitely go to the website and check it out. So yeah, I just wanted to address that. And just give you guys some love, and give you guys some, like, I see you. I'm right there with you, honestly. I've been in the King of Swords energy myself. A lot of masculine energy. And I think a lot of it has to do with healing. Personally, I know a lot of it has to do with healing my own divine masculine and giving my divine masculine the praise that it deserves from when I was a child. And so a lot of that is happening within the collective as well. Just take a step back and really applaud your divine masculine for doing everything and all of the things that it does. Okay. Now let's get let's just pull some cards. Okay, let's just pull some cards. Let's just get some energy going. Quick message for the collective. Preferably something uplifting, because I feel like I just ranted. I did rant, but I needed to get it off of my chest. I'm so sick and tired of watching other people spew all the nonsense that they want to spew, and then me sitting there like, well, like, not wanting to spew nonsense, but it's just a theory. It's also just a theory, just so you guys know. But because of the way that I'm so passionate about it, like, I just have this knowing. I really do. I just have this knowing. And it was so crazy with the whole scribes thing, because I don't know if you guys have ever read, I just got done reading Iron Flame, which talks a lot about the scribes. Actually, I think Iron Wing is the first one. I just read both of them, but they talk about, there's a lot about how the scribes in that book rewrote history, and the real history lied within the folklore of the land that they couldn't even find in their archives. So it's super interesting. That was another trigger for me. That was another, like, you need to have this conversation. You need to talk about this. You need to have a different perspective on the fucking platform, because I don't see other people talking about it in this way. I really don't. Besides Bashar. But Bashar is very like Daryl Anka. He's very, I mean, I feel like he's been doing this for a long time. And there are people who've known about him for fucking years, but I just got introduced to him, and I feel like it's still a very niche like community that taps into this. But he was just also, if you are looking to kind of get like a feel for Daryl Anka, I really love Danica Patrick's podcast. I love the talks that she has, and I love the questions that she asks. So if you're looking for like a soft introduction to this whole thing, and you don't want to just jump into Bashar, which I did, and it was amazing. I would highly suggest watching the Danica Patrick and Daryl Anka, their podcast together. It was really good. And I love Danica Patrick. I love the way that the questions that she asks. I love her curiosity. And she talks to a lot of different people in the spiritual community, in different aspects of the spiritual community too, which is, it's quite refreshing. I really enjoy it. So it is just snowing. I love it. I'm definitely having a fire today. All right, Spirit, I'm sorry. I'm going to focus. Can we please get a message for the collective? Let's pull some cards. Woo! Collective. Many masks, the authentic self. This is also portal energy. This is 11. This definitely has to do with speaking your truth, whether it's just a theory that you have, like we just did, okay? Whether it's just a theory that you have and it's really biting at you, but you have to be able to express yourself. You see all of these different people expressing themselves and showing their nature. You should allow yourself to do this in whatever way suits you, whether that be through making videos, whether that be through doing readings, whether that be through whatever sort of platform you choose, whether that be just directly within your community, finally speaking up about something that has been weighing on your mind, a truth that you see that it seems like other people just have not been privy to or tapped into yet. The information that you hold is a part of you releasing and showing your true authentic self. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, when we talk about this new earth, the people who are truly authentic to their consciousness on this plane, in this particular plane, are the ones who are going to rise. They are the ones who need to rise. We are done with falsehoods. We are done with these masks leading us around in fucking circles. We are done with these unidentifiable entities who seem to have a foothold on society as a whole. Absolutely not. The authentic ones are going to take over the planet because they are the truth seekers. They are the truth tellers. They are the ones who can speak when nobody else is having the courage to speak themselves. Collective, this is really a time for you to come out of that box that you have placed yourself in. Because there is no need for that box. If, like I said before, if you are on this earth school, if you are an earther, you are here to master energy. You are here to master and transmute the darkness. You are not just a light worker. And if you are only a light worker, I'm sorry, but I don't know. Oops, sorry. We're here. I don't know. Okay. I feel like the ones who really do the work understand the darkness, and I almost feel like you have to be able to understand the darkness in order to do the work that we're going to have to do in the future. If you only play with the light, I don't know. I'm just getting a whole like big old question mark. Like, are you going to be able to face other people's darkness when they knock on your fucking door? If you can't even face your own? Can you? I mean, maybe you can. I mean, fine. But I'm sorry. I'm a fucking warrior. I have my own darkness that I have wielded. The other day when I was done with one of my personal readings, I gave thanks to my internal demons. I really did, for showing me what it was that I needed to know about myself and what it was that I needed to transmute, and the fact that I have a fucking army. A spiritual army, not just within my ancestors, but within my own demons. Like, my darkness can fight darkness. Abso-fucking-lutely. And my darkness knows how to transcend darkness now. Abso-fucking-lutely. If you only play in the light, do you know how to do that type of work? People talk about shadow work all the time, but do you really know what it is? Do you really know what it means? Or are you just talking about it because it's a fucking trend right now? And that's not me placing judgment on any of you. If you haven't done it now, do it. Like, if you haven't done it now, do it. Take the time to understand your own karmic relationships, your own karmic path, your own karmic being. Take the time to understand your real demons. Like some shit that you think that you won't say out loud. Why do you think those things? Take the time to understand guilt, shame, the ego, your shadow. Right? I feel like your shadow is the ruler over all of the demons within you. And there's a lot of people who get triggered. I had a lady recently who got triggered at me for saying that everybody has demons. She broke down. She was, don't tell me what I need to believe. It's like, okay, fine. We won't have that conversation with you. But if you're someone who claims to, no shade, but she claimed to be a Buddhist. If you're someone who claims to be a Buddhist, who literally honors the yin and yang symbol, the darkness and the light, and you want to sit there and tell me that not everybody's born with darkness within them? Like, come on, man. I think you need to, whatever. We're not gonna throw shade, okay? My shadow just did a little bit though. Sorry. All right. But honestly, this is what I'm picking up from this card. Like, the authentic ones and the truth seekers, the ones who are able to stand in their own truth and see the truth of what's going on around them and speak on it. Like, that's a true power. That's a portal energy. And there's another need to understand. I've been saying this, but I've also come into a space to really understanding it. I had an experience when I was in the UK at this particular church, and I've been saying for a while that I am a portal. I don't need to wait for particular astrological energies to be happening or moons to be in place or planets to be in place to understand that I am a portal myself. I don't need that stuff. Personally, I don't believe that I need that stuff to be in place in order for me to portal myself into a different energy, into a different consciousness. I am a portal. I am an energetic portal. If it truly is so within, so without, I am a fucking portal. This is like you guys needing to understand that your authenticity is the fucking portal that you need. It is the only portal that you need. You don't need all of the outside influences. All you need is your internal truth. You are the portal. Y'all, we came in with passion. We stay in with passion. I feel like, and you see this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you see this face in this woman's chest? Is that an ancestor? Is that a higher self? Is that a combination of all of the sides of yourself, your divine feminine, divine masculine, inner child, shadow, and your higher self all in one? Saying this is the portal. Your body is actually the fucking portal. You are the energetic portal that you need all the time and any time that you want to tap into it. Is that what that is? Is that what your heart is telling you right now? Is that what it means to connect the heart and mind and to have them, shake hands when you make decisions and move a certain type of way? Is that what it means to have everything in congruence and not compartmentalized in our being? Is that what that means? I don't know. What do you think, collective? Like, what do you think? Honestly, let me know what you think. That's something to sit on. That's something to talk about. That's something to really think about. Look. There's no longer, what's on the bottom of the deck? Yep. There's no longer time. This energy is no longer needed. This swaying of who it is that you are and what it is that you want to be within this world, on this planet, in the universe. Your consciousness is over that. There's no longer a need to be on this teeter-totter of who it is that you want to be, because once you tap into that authentic self, all there is victory behind it. That's all there can be. That's all the universe wants to offer you is victory. Victory for leaving that space that no longer serves you. Victory for leaving the barren land that is no longer serving anybody who is ascending at this time. And I'm sorry, but ascension involves all of it. Ascension is not just... Okay. I don't know why we have to discuss that, but ascension is not just the upper chakras. Ascension is not just the light. Ascension is all of it. Ascension is understanding how to ground and understanding your place on this planet and taking that with you. Ascension is all of the things. Ascension is every single aspect of yourself sitting at the round table and making the decision together. That is ascension. That is growth. That is a type of understanding and consciousness that we haven't tapped into on this plane of existence as our hybrid species before. We simply have not. Because even during Atlantis, our hybrid species, if we were in this plane of existence, in this form, during that time, we were DNA manipulating different beings into our beings at that time too. That's not new shit. That's old shit. That's a karmic fucking cycle that needs to be broken. Why are we talking about this? What? Here's me. That's not new shit. That's old shit. That truly, honestly, if you study Atlantis and you see what they're doing right now, what the human species is doing right now with DNA manipulation, which is what we inherited from the fucking Anunnaki. If their DNA is a part of our DNA, that is something that we inherited from them. That is now a karmic cycle that we need to break ourselves as a society, right? We can't just look at what it is that we're breaking. We can't just look at what it is that we're breaking individually. We have to understand how it is that we need to collectively break karmic cycles that continuously play out in our history that we know of. And then we have, look, skills and the Ace of fucking Cups. The skills that you are building, the skills that you have built, the understanding, the knowledge, the awareness is bringing in such a new level of emotional intelligence and a new level of understanding of where it is that you sit and being able to actually express and tap into that authentic self that you have been holding on to and developing for all of these years. The time is now to truly, truly express yourselves, collective. Please. Please do not hold yourself back for what? For who? To fit into where? To be accepted by what fucking collective? Is it them? Is it really the collective that you want to be associated with? I don't know. Is it? Am I flying too high, collective? I don't know if this has to be resonating, man. I gotta stop questioning it. Sorry. And then we have the Ten of Swords and the King of Wands. Collective, you deserve a round of applause because you really are putting those old aspects, those old ideologies, those old parts of yourself that are not serving where it is that you want to go and who it is that you want to associate within the future and what position you want to play within the society anymore. And you're placing that head on a fucking chopping block. But you're doing it with so much strategy, so much wisdom, so much confidence, so much self-awareness that once you make these decisions and cut these certain energies out, there is going to be zero question within your being on why it is that you chose to cut those people out. And here we go. It's going to be the way that you emotionally give moving forward when you tap into this authentic self and when you allow yourself to be seen fully. It's literally, it's going to transmute and transform just the way that you walk, the way you talk, the way you see yourself, the way other people see you. It's a true glow up. I see all these people talking about a glow up. I had no idea what they were talking about. Now I get it. It's a true fucking glow up, collective. Let's get a final card because I'm getting super sassy. And I feel like it's time to end this. I don't think we've been here that long, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm in a really weird space because I've been in a weird space lately. So we're going to end this. I hope this message is resonating for you guys. Okay. The more that you interact with the video, the more that other people are able to see it. So if you would please do me a solid and give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, whatever it is that you feel to be able to support. I would really seriously appreciate it, honestly. Yeah. Okay, can we get a final card for the collective? I'm going to close this energy out and breathe a little bit. I was outside shoveling the snow this morning, so I'm kind of, I haven't even ate yet. I need to eat. Ooh, did you hear that? I like that. Big old crack. I don't know if you guys watch this certain chiropractor, and I think he's in San Diego, but he does like all of these back cracking videos with his different patients. I want to see him so bad. I'm like, I've never been to a chiropractor, but that looks amazing. I knew it was going to come out. Balance yourself. We're actually going to read this one. It says direction, growth, life stages. And then at the bottom, it says embrace your inner gypsy. What is this? Freedom, fun, music. Yeah. The collective, there's a lot of shit happening. So I feel like with that particular card on the bottom, the collective needs to continue to allow themselves to have fun within it, because you have to, with all of the hard work that we're doing, you still have to allow yourself to have a good fucking time. Especially if you are doing shadow work right now, you really need to allow yourself to have a good fucking time. What is it that really brings a smile to your face? What is it that truly brings you joy? Tap into that energy and go for that. Even if it's just for a little while. Honestly, do it. It says the ancestors speak. Each part of your life contributes to the whole of who you are. The strength you draw from one area of your life can help you manage another, right? This is what we talked about, no longer compartmentalizing, right? This is an energy that Queen Cup was talking about too. However, it is now time to reflect and address an imbalance. Weigh up how much time and energy you devote to your health, finances, career, relationships, personal interests, and all other aspects of your life, right? I'm getting that some of you are doing a lot of work right now. And like I said, not taking the time out to truly enjoy where it is that you are and how far you've come, and allowing yourself to go out and have a good time, whatever that good time looks like for you, or even allowing yourself to like take a bath, right? Once you have identified the areas that need your focus, make a plan to restore balance. Nurture your whole self, mind, body, emotions, and spirit. Ashe. It says divinatory meaning. Look at the world around you. Pay attention to the energy of Mother Earth, the seasons, the sun, and the moon. Consider how the patterns of nature affect you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and how they relate to the cycles. The medicine wheel supports your transition from one phase to the next. Bring your focus inward to grow, transform, release, and embrace a new stage or aspect of yourself. This is complete hermit mode. This is complete the new stage of your authentic self. Did it say authentic self? No, but I heard authentic self for some reason. So allowing your true authentic self to come out at this time. We are in a season for hermit mode, but we are also in a season of learning. There's a lot of newness coming into the collective, and there's a lot of truth coming out. So I think the main question that the collective needs to ask themselves with the authentic self card on here, on the board, is what is your truth? What truth is it that you are at right now? And what is the truth of yourself that you want to see transmute and transform in the future, right? Collective, I think that I have to leave it there because I've been channeling for like a couple hours now. So I'm getting heady, okay? I love you guys. I really hope that helped. I thank you so much for having grace and patience with me as I expressed that download that I had, okay? So I love you guys. If you guys need a personal reading, if you need anything from the apothecary, all of the links are in the description box below, okay? I am going to be like I said, things are going to be updated because there's a lot happening right now with the apothecary. So I'm very excited about it. And I will see you guys soon. I love you guys so much. If you need anything, I'm here, okay? Bye.